Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to the 13th of May 2025. I heard this morning that last Sunday was Mother's Day. I had no idea. So yes, my mother did not receive a phone call. So I'm going to have to call her tonight and just apologize. That's the sort of thing that I will miss if it does happen. By the way, Mother's Day, I could have just Googled it earlier, 11th of May 2025. There you go. Yeah, completely missed that. So if you completely forgot, like I did, yes, last Sunday was Mother's Day. Anyway, this is not me apologizing for the misdeeds I've done in life. This is a video about the ASX today, and as expected, we've had a pretty good day, although not as good as it probably should have been. Particularly when you look at some of my stocks in America went absolutely bananas overnight. So let's have a look at some of those. Yeah, let's have a look. Amazon up 8%, Nvidia up 5%, Apple up 6%, TSMC up 6%, Tesla up 7%, Shopify up 13.7%, and Meta up 8%. So my super is looking really good this morning. Even some of the companies I hold in my superhero account. Williams Sonoma up 8.4%, Micron up 7.5%, Dell up 7.8%, Triple M up 5.4%. Some of these just insane, although Hershey down 1.94%. Anyway, that's okay. Okay, so I suppose you could say today's been a little bit disappointing just based off that. Yeah, it did open up 1% higher. So we have seen it fall during the day, and I'm wondering if I could find it here. Here it is. If the American futures are down, yeah, the American futures are down, which is understandable. They had a really good day yesterday. Anyway, this is all in the back of United States and China not really doing a trade deal, but they just put on. I think they decreased the tariffs by 125% or something like that on each other. So they still got tariffs, but much lower than it used to be. So it's really weird. The market is just loving this. And I think it's mostly because they're just being optimistic. And the NASDAQ is getting back very close back to where it was just before all this tariff stuff. In fact, the market reached a peak in late February 22,000 and is back up to 20,868. I'm just concerned that as soon as we see any sort of negative economic numbers, we might start to see the market turn down again. And the worst thing would, if America does go into recession, which is still a possibility, a pretty high chance, I'd say 50%, we'll say 50-50. And if that does happen, there's nothing much the government can do. There's nothing much Trump can do, maybe stimulus, that sort of thing. But even then, if they are really concerned about the deficit, the budget deficit, then what can they do? So interesting times are in, and maybe this is the end of this is the peak. This is the most upside we're going to see. Maybe. It's going to be interesting to see how the markets perform moving forward, because any sign of negative news, I think there could be a bit of downside to have. But saying that, I did buy some shares yesterday, so who knows? Who knows? Okay. The agenda for today's video, we'll go through the ASX today, look at the best and worst performing sectors, indices, also companies. I could imagine a few companies doing really well today. Those companies who saw the share price drop a lot on the first round of tariffs. So Satire, Breville, what else dropped a lot? I'm just thinking Breville and Satire and a few other companies as well. And what else? I do not have a top 5 stocks of the day. I was so underwhelmed by the announcements before 10 a.m. this morning. I just went, I'm not even going to try to come up with the top 5. So what I'll do instead is I'll just go through all the announcements today. Not all of them, but we'll go through some of the interesting announcements today. Now, I did see that there were a few interesting announcements released after 10 a.m. So I suppose I could chat about them, including Polynovo and Life 360. So no top 5 stocks of the day, just because I was so underwhelmed this morning. And then we'll have a look at a few of your comments. Now onto the ASX today. And yeah, look at tech. So tech's had a really good day, understandably, up 2.91%. Mining's had a good day as well. Small cap's not a good day there, only up 0.23%. And yeah, when I went away from the computer about 10 a.m., The reason I do that is because the opening auction finishes at about 10 a.m. So not all companies, some people are shocked by this, not all companies start trading at the same time. It's all, what's the word? It's all staggered. It's all staggered based off a company's ticker code. So if you're ANZ, you start trading at 10 a.m. And if you're Zimplatz, you start trading about 10 a.m. Anyway, so at 10 a.m., when every single company was trading, XJO was up 1%. So it has gone from being up 1% to being only up 0.43%. So a little bit of weakness in our markets. Best performing sectors, energy. So my Karoon trade is starting to look pretty good. I just wish I took some SETI shares, because I'm pretty sure SETI has gone up significantly today. Yeah, my current trade looks pretty good. I put this little orange. That would be if the share price fell below that $1.20, that would be really concerning. And I thought there's value, and even though the chart doesn't look that good, I thought value, and I think the share price could go on a really good run moving forward. So possibly we're starting to see that right now. IT, yeah, IT's had a really good day. Healthcare, I would assume, and this could be a pretty bad assumption, that some of those pharmaceuticals companies that sold off yesterday have had a nice run today. Let's confirm that. I could be talking out of my A thingy. Let's have a look. So do I have them here? Yes, I've got them all here. So Botanics. Oh, no, sorry. I could be completely wrong. Telix up 3.6%. Neuron 3.2%. Clarity, Clarity up 16.22%. And that's interesting in itself. Share price down. In fact, the share price is now higher than it was before. There you go. So I'm just thinking, what about CSL? Up 2%? Yeah, there you go. CSL, $240. Nice buying for that company, in my opinion. Back to the market index today. A really bad day for telecommunication, real estate, staples, defensive. I suppose you could say telecommunications, Telstra defensive, utilities defensive, real estate maybe, I don't know. Not sure about real estate. Well, that's because of Goodman Group. But staples, down 2.76%. So that means Woolworths had a bad day, down 3.57%. Coles has had a bad day, down 3.64%. I suppose Wesfarmers had a bad day. Nope. Yeah, that's actually good. That's actually good, because I would not consider staples to be. I would not consider Wesfarmers to be staples, but I'm just thinking maybe there are portions of the market who would. So let's have a look at staples here. The other big companies, Endeavour Group, sure, A2 Milk, Metcash, forgot about that, Bega Cheese, Ingham's, Elders, Ridley Corporation up 18.9%. There you go. Okay, let's go back to the ASX today. XTL up 0.45%. Banks, in fact, banks are down. Oh, not surprised, Gold's down a fair bit, which is understandable, because a lot of the reason why the gold has gone on rally is because of fears that the market or the economies are going to, there's going to be some sort of trade war, markets or economies going to recession, that sort of thing. So it's sort of a flight to safety. And so gold would have fallen a fair bit, down 2.72%, but it has rallied today so far, up 0.5%. Now, the chart for gold it's not concerning just yet, but we don't want to see it fall, particularly below $3,000. I think that's this key level for gold, but a long way off from there. Interesting that gold's off 5.17%. So let's have a look at the ASX 20. I'm assuming ASX 200 banks is down because ANZ went ex-dividend, and I'm pretty sure share price of that company is down a fair bit. Yep, down 1.95%. And the best performing company, we already know Coles, Woolworths, Transurban. Yeah, Transurban defensive. Goodman Group. Would you consider Goodman Group to be defensive? I don't know. ANZ's down because ex-dividend. CBA's down because it's the most expensive company in the history of the world. So understandable why people are taking profits with that one. And the best performing, and I say that, I'm making fun of CBA and its valuation. And really good day for WiseTech, which is understandable. And also Woodside Energy. That's the one. I was going to buy some Woodside Energy shares the other day when they're under 20. And yeah, sort of wish I did buy then. But I thought I've got Karoon, and Karoon's going to do well as well. And looks like iron ore's had a good day. It's got Fortescue, BHP, and Rio Tinto all up significantly. Okay, now on to the top gainers and losers. Okay, this is where it might be a little bit interesting. Okay, so the first thing I look for here is turnover. And the first thing that really is obvious here, there's not much turnover or really big turnover. I'm looking for like millions of dollars of turnover. Now, I did see that Beam Communication did receive or release an announcement. So we'll talk about that company maybe briefly. Anything else of note here? Ridley Corporation acquisition yesterday. It looks like the market loves the acquisition because they did a placement and a capital raising and it was at a discount. So I thought the share price might drop. It has risen, which tells me the market loves this acquisition what was it? It was the fertilizer stuff from Incitec Pivot, which is now Dyno Nobel. And there's Satire up 18.68%. So Satire, they would have been significantly hit by the first round of tariffs, and the share price was getting to an interesting level, just above 40 cents. And the reason I say that is because if you go through history, and I'm pretty sure I talked about this in the technical update video, if you go through history, 40 cents has been a support level. Now, small sample size, but maybe Satire is bouncing off this level again. Now, a little bit of selling today. Share price did get up to above 60 cents. And it's understandable why we're selling today, because look at the chart. Look how much the share price has dropped. Yes, share price dropped significantly. 23rd of April. What happened that day? 23rd of April. Did Satire release anything that day? 23rd of April. Oh, trading and market update. Yes. Anyway, so possible trade here. Possible. We'll say possible. What else? Appen. Yeah, no interest in that. Okay, top gainers by market cap. See if there's anything interesting here. MinRes, just been going on a tear recently. And there's Breville. I thought Breville might be here, and it is here. So that was hit by the first round of tariffs. What else was hit? I'm trying to remember. Breville. I just, for some reason, I could just think of Breville. I do like Breville, by the way. I do like Breville. Life 360 did release an announcement after 10 a.m., so we'll have a look at that company. Zip, up 10%. Corporate Travel Management, Polynovo, and I'm wondering if other travel companies have gone up today. They could have, but they're not hit. Oh, email payments above $1. Oh, is email payments breaking out? Oh, it's getting close, getting very, very close. So breakout level for email payments is $1.04. It's right on that right now. This is what I'm trading. So I'm just waiting for the breakout for that company. Yeah, tourism holdings up 7%. So looks like there's a bit of positive sentiment into tourism. I'm not sure if tourism will turn around that quickly, but you never know. And Zip, I don't know why Zip's up, but they did release a really good trading update a couple of weeks ago, and share price, I think, is going to turn. Yeah, it is turning up. How far this could turn up and keep on going up, don't know. But chart's starting to look a little bit better for Zip right now. Now on to top losers. This is where it might become interesting. I have no idea. I knew Polynovo and Life 360 would have been the top gainers, but what about the top losers? And again, I'm looking for some big turnover. Loxley Resources, I talked about that company the other day. Nothing of note here. Most of these companies are small. They're all small. Nothing big there. In fact, the biggest company in this list has a market cap of $97 million, and that's Pan Continental Energy. And I know nothing about that company. Okay, so let's have a look at top loser by market cap. See if there's anything interesting here. Oh, you know it's going to be obvious. Gold. It's going to be full of gold companies. Perseus Gold, Genesis Gold, Capricorn Gold, Regis Gold, Ramilius Gold, West Gold Gold, Orabanda Gold, Bellevue Gold Gold, Pentora Gold Gold, Alkane Resources Gold, Turico Gold Gold, Serco not gold, Lavolto Resources, Gold Explorer. I actually don't know this one. I do know the name. Gold, antimony and gold. There you go. It's just gold, 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 gold. Except Serco. I would say the market is overreacting a little bit based off some of the drops in share prices here. That's a bit of an overreaction. It reminds me, no, it doesn't. I was going to say it reminds me of 2015. Remember the older Sky News, Your Money, Your Call? And for some reason, what sticks in my mind is how volatile gold was back then. If you have a look at gold prices, that's when gold was in a downtrend. And some days gold will be the best performing companies, some day the worst performing companies. So it's a little bit different now because gold is in an uptrend. But if you have a look at gold, back in those days, I'm pretty sure it was like 2015, 16. Maybe even earlier than that. Yeah, it was earlier than that. Sorry, not 2015, 16. It was earlier. It was 2013. So gold, yeah, it was in a downtrend at that point. And the one thing I remember was gold gold companies could be up 10% one day, down 10% the next day. And you can just see the amount of volatility just in these prices of gold. So there was a couple of days here where gold was down 5% and then 8.7% in consecutive days. And then it bounced, really big bounce. Anyway, so that is definitely a characteristic of a bear market. You see a lot of volatility. Anyway, that's the top losers, a lot of gold companies. Okay, now on to, because there is no top 5 stocks of the day, let's have a look at some of the interesting announcements being released today. Not many. And you'll have a look to see why I just went, ugh, at the start of the day. So typically before 10 a.m., I will be at my computer. Then after 10 a.m., and when I say 10 a.m., I mean 10 a.m., I usually go do other stuff. A lot of times I have to shower before the market opens because nothing really to look at. So Auric Mining did commence mining. So that's interesting enough, but I'm pretty sure their mining is on and off. West African Resources commences mining and crushing at Kiaga. That's one of the main reasons I still hold West African. Not only that, share price is a beautiful uptrend, but they now bring another project to production, and that is exciting. Other than that, nothing much here. Now, sometimes I will miss, like Sierra Nevada Gold up 35%. They purchased high-grade New Past gold mine. So this is something I might have a closer look at because this is a sort of announcement, the sort of purchase or acquisition I do pay attention to. Now, the question I have is whether this company or this mining project has been producing, and it does. Well, maybe. I don't know. By the way, I did not look at this earlier. I completely missed this one. It says New Past Mining Center historically produced gold. So this has been a producing mine in the past. And I do like these acquisitions. So I might put SNX on my watch list just because of that. These are my favorite type of acquisition. So sorry, Sierra Nevada, completely missed you this morning. And my doldrums could have been saved simply by you. In fact, I might have had a top 5 stocks of the day if I just saw this announcement. Chart, however, looks horrendous, doesn't it? So yeah, chart looks, even though the share price is up a significant amount, chart looks horrendous. Okay, anything else here? So White Cliff Minerals, yeah, down. So you can move on. Lindsay Australia made an acquisition. Oh, they also, I did not see the market update. So it seems like I went through these announcements way too quickly. I did open this up, but then I just closed it without looking at it. And I think my mind was on other stuff. Confirmation of financial year 25 guidance. So this was sort of like a reaffirming guidance. And the share price has gone down. There you go. I thought maybe the share price might go up because a lot of companies who have reaffirmed their guidance, the share price has gone up. Lindsay Australia chart does not look good. So no interest in this company right now, just because of the chart. And that could be the reason why I just moved forward with this announcement. Anyway, operations update for APMG Global. I did have a quick look at this company, but it's a small company and the share price has not moved. It's liquidly traded as well, so we can move on. But things are moving in the right direction for this small cap company. What else? Ecofiber, voluntary administration, that was from a while ago. Aurum Resource hits a lot of gold, but share price down. Berry, share price is down. Yeah, so these are gold companies. I knew the share price might suffer today. Beam Communications to receive circa 4.1 million above upcoming sale of Zolio. Share price has increased on back of this. 30%, there you go. Settlement agreement executed deals with all residual joint venture issues except the valuation of Beam shares in Zolio. Be paid $2.6 million US, $4.1 million. This amount is over and above what it will receive on the sale of its 50% stake in Zolio. So it seems like I have to follow this company a little bit more closely, because what are they going to do moving forward if they're selling out of Zolio? There you go. Now let's have a look at the chart for this one. Chart was looking crap, and I wonder if this is now a bit of a change. Now still looking, well, I think you could argue share price or the chart's looking a little bit better, but if they're selling Zolio, yeah, what are they going to do moving forward? What else? Wellnex trading update. I'll be honest, I did not open this up because this is it's a small company. Let's have a look at the trading update. Maybe there'll be something shocking in here. So revenue is up 46%. Gross margins increased 55. No, that's not gross margins. That's gross profits. They have gross margins of 2.99 million. I would define that as gross profit, not gross margins. Gross margins is a percentage, in my opinion. Anyway, revenue up 75% in April. Successful mission to the AI market on the London Stock Exchange, and financial year 25 update. So nice numbers here for Wellnex. However, the share price has not really rallied significantly. Looks like it is liquidly traded as well. And just the chart. Oh, no interest in this at all. Look at that chart. No interest. Sorry, Wellnex. That's another reason why I did not look at you. Anything else here? Abacus Storage King had a portfolio valuation update. Yep, we can move on. Abacus Storage King also rejects non-binding indicated proposal. There you go. Ridley Corporation, completion of placement institutional offer. The market likes this. Share price up 20%. Little bit of surprise, but there you go. Don't discount what the market thinks. So nice movement in the share price. It looks like the share price has been rallying all day. So started at 240 up to 273. And that's about it. And Experience Co. related trading update. Share price up a little bit. Wasn't the most exciting trading update at all. And then Life 360. So I went away from the computer at 10:10 a.m. And I actually did miss RPMGlobal's update on projected financial year 26 corporate costs. This is an announcement. I'm going to look at it more closely after I finish recording. Share price up 3.2%. The reason I have a look at this a little bit more closely is because I do own shares in this company. And this is a company I do have in my super. It's one of my small caps. And I do think this company has a lot of potential. Also think it's a takeover potential takeover. And the chart looks okay. Nothing wrong with that chart. It's not the best looking chart. It's not the worst one either. Life 360, I was not shocked this company released this because Market Index sort of hinted at this at about 8 a.m. In fact, when I saw this in Market Index, Life 360 has received or has given a first quarter update. I expected to see it within the announcement page. It was not. It was a good update and they beat expectations. That's the most important thing. The results were better than expected. And yeah, positive operating cash flow of 12.1 million, revenue 103.6 million. And I'm trying to remember, maybe we can find it in Market Index. If we do Life 360, because they did go through or compare the results to expectations, and I wonder if we can find it here. Yeah, I'm not sure we can. It would have been in there. Oh, maybe it's in the news section. No, it's not. Okay, so the results were better than expected. Anyway, and a pretty good day for Life 360. Let's have a look at the chart. A company I've been trading in the past, no longer trading it. And, that's exactly what I like to see. This company does keep on releasing good updates, really starting about a year ago in March of 2024. And the share price has really rallied off the lows. It's gone up nearly 100%, by the way. And there was something else. AVA Risk Group secures contract to supply detection systems in India.
Share price up a little bit. This is a company I have held in the past. I held this company for about 3 years, and they did sell. I think that was they did sell a division, and then they give a really big capital return to the shareholders. That's why the share price dropped significantly back here, and I did not like that. Anyway, so yeah, this is an ugly looking chart as well. So I think we can move on. And Polynovo delivers positive first-in-man results in cell therapies. So this was a good announcement from Polynovo. The other thing I should point out is I had a look at Polynovo's chart the other day, and this company has seen a really good bounce off a support level. Look at that. So this was a support level, goes back a few years, I think. Yeah, it goes all the way back to 2022. Share price bounced off $1, around about $1 anyway, back in 2022. And it's done it again. Yeah, beautiful bounce off $1 in April. And share price has gone up 65% since then. Okay. I suppose I could do a brief... Fishball says, because I haven't looked at this RUL announcement just yet, but Fishball says, today I read the RUL announcement, which I thought was a bit confusing. So I pasted it in ChatgPT. I asked it to summarize to tell me if it's positive or negative and should it impact on share price. It told me it's good news, and I thought so too because I think it de-risked the stock. Stock was down around 2%, so I topped up, market closed with a 5% gain. There you go. Good work, Fishball. Can you please make a video on some stocks that, in your opinion, are turning around? My picks: MVF, Woodside, Satire, Kelsian. By the way, I'm trading Kelsian. CCP, Credit Corp, Breville. Well, Breville's had a really nice bounce. New Farm, WiseTech, CGF, RealG, RUL. Anyway, all which I still have some more upside. Others which I might patiently. I can't even speak today. Others which I am waiting patiently are Cogstate, IPH, and Fletcher. I suppose I can do that. Maybe. I could do that in a technical update, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, Fishball has been going crazy. Question for you, Michael. When you know the market could be on a big raise due to overnight news, do you have the itch to buy or do some rebalancing, or you stick with your plan and totally ignore it? Not buy nor sell. Yeah, I do not buy on this sort of thing, what's happened today. I just buy when I see, like, sometimes when I think the market might go down, I will buy a company. And flip side, if the market might rally in a day, I might sell a company. So I have my rules and I just follow my rules. So I don't use macroeconomic news, one-day macroeconomic news to pull me in either way. So today is not a day when I'm rushing in to buy stuff. I will have a look. If I like anything, I will buy. Or if I don't like something, I will sell. There was another comment I wanted to talk about. It was a few days ago. Now I'm trying to remember who wrote it. And or maybe it's more than a few days ago. Oh, yeah, it was from VB Ed. The coal companies like Stanmore, New Hope, Whitehaven, Yancoal all have excellent dividend yields. How do you do this with the price of coal being down? It makes me think they are the ultimate cash cows when the price of coal is up. And then Just James Dean said past performance does not indicate future results. Well, that's true. That is true. I'm just wondering if a lot of these coal companies, and this is true for the cigarette companies or the tobacco companies, what these companies might be doing is when they do receive a lot of cash, they're just going to give it back to their shareholders. There's no reason to be making acquisitions of other coal companies or other coal projects. I think there's a lack of funding, that sort of thing. So I do think that they could be sort of the tobacco. What are the tobacco companies? There's one, I forget what it's called, that has been one of the best performers over the last 20, 30 years because they just give all their money they make back to the shareholders. They don't do anything. They don't have any other, cash allocation. They're not making any other cash allocation decision except giving all their money they make back to the shareholders. So I'm wondering if they're like that. But coal prices have been dropping. So I'd say also that the financial results in the next year will be worse, and there's a chance that dividend yield will drop even further. For instance, if you have a look at New Hope, I would say the dividends will be dropping. Yeah, they are dropping, so they're on a downtrend. And if coal prices remain suppressed, I would assume the dividend would go back down to the levels we saw prior to 2022. And then if coal prices start going up, that's when you buy. Okay, that's all I have for today's video. If you have any questions, any thoughts, leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I'm not a financial advisor. If you need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.